Good evening, everyone. Welcome to 3D Experience Workshop. Today's speaker is Mr. Nagarjun Bhaskar. He is a senior application engineer at Altum Technologies. Well, before we start today's presentation and I hand over the session to Mr. Nagarjun, I would like to announce our past winner of CATIA V5. Congratulations to all our winner, Mudit, Raman, and Saurav. So the session I'm handing over to Mr. Nagarjun.
Good evening, everybody. So, I'm Nagarjun Bhaskar. So, this time we are back with the 3D Experience workshop. So, let us go through it. Before that, I would like to share the company introduction with you. So, I am the senior application engineer at Altum Technologies, and Altum Technologies was started in the year 2010, and presently we are operating from 8 different locations, as you can see from the map. We are having an experienced team in the business of engineering simulation, PLM solutions, additive manufacturing, reverse engineering, and optimization solutions. We are gold partners with Dassault Systems. We are having certified and experienced technical staff for pre-sales and post-sale activities, engineering consultancy, and we do provide authorized training. Uh, uh, as on today, we are having more than 250 plus customers for additive manufacturing, engineering simulation, and PLM solutions. So these are all the companies which we are having alliance with. We are partner with Dassault Systems for CATIA, Delmia, 3D Experience, and Biovia. Partners with MSC Software for all of the analysis softwares. Partners with Stratasys for FDM, PolyJet, and SLA 3D printers. And we are partners with Artec for the 3D scanners. Then we are partners with a company called Cellink for the business of this 3D bioprinting. So as you can see, we are covering all the fields related to the manufacturing or the mechanical industry, starting from the design software, 3D printer, then let it be FEA analysis, then let it be design software. So for each of these solutions or each of these areas, we are having the solutions. For example, if it is the area of design software or 3D printer tooling, we are partnered with Dassault, and we are having one of the best CAD softwares available in the market today across the globe, which is CATIA and 3D Experience. So similar to that way, we are having solutions for each and every area in the mechanical field. And we have been presented with many of the awards, as you can see from the left hand side. This is the partial list of customers. So without wasting much time, I would like to start with the 3D Experience software. So what is this 3D Experience software? I will just brief you 2 minutes regarding the 3D Experience software overview. So as you all know, Dassault System is the parent company, and CATIA V5, which we covered last time, is one of the product of Dassault Systems. CATIA V5 is majorly used for CAD modeling. Okay. So Dassault Systems has got many other products. One of the product is CATIA for 3D modeling. Apart from CATIA, they are having Delmia, which is for robotic simulation and machining solutions and for plant layout. And the third product which Dassault is having is Simulia, which is for simulation purpose. They are using the Abacus software. After Simulia, we are having Biovia. which is for protein to protein interaction and to study all of that. After Biovia, we are having Enovia, which is for project management and for team collaboration. Now, suppose say there is a big OEM and Dassault Systems has supplied Katia, Delmia, and all of the softwares. Each of them will work on their own. So, the interaction between the softwares, or if a company wants to collaboratively work on this software, companies are facing a huge challenge. So, what Dassault Systems as a company they did was they made all of these softwares integrated in one platform. So they made Enovia as their platform, and once the customer purchased this Enovia platform, all of the other applications, Katia, Delmia, Simulia, and other Enovia advanced Enovia solutions, everything can be integrated into this platform as an application. So suppose one customer buys a Katia V5 software. So inbuilt, they will get this Enovia platform, basic platform. On top of this Enovia platform, customer will be given the Katia V5 application app. They have to make this app sit on the or integrate with the Dassault Systems platform. This way, all the what departments in the company will be integrated. For this reason, okay, for integration reason, now the data has to store on one particular place. Unlike Katia, Dassault systems, the models or the data which is created will be stored in the database. Now there are two options for the customers to choose from. It is either on-premise or on-cloud. So in on-premise, we need to install the software, okay, and then the setup will be done in the customer's environment. If it is on cloud, then the Dassault will take care of the cloud. So without wasting much time, let's get into the 3D experience software. Here we will be concentrating on the CATIA V5. Okay. So there are many things in this because this is PLM, product lifecycle management. So this CATIA V5 now is not a PLM, but this 3D experience is a PLM. Because it is a PLM, there are many things which needs to be addressed. For example, if you have created a database, now in my case, I have set up this SQL server database. Okay, so I have installed the database, and inside the database, we can have many workspaces. What is a workspace? It is kind of a folder within a database. Okay. So for each workspace, we can give permissions like who can read the file or who can able to see the files or who can able to delete the files. That way, the administrator will have a control on the data which is present in the database. So there, so depending upon the requirement of the company, they will create multiple workspaces, and they will give who and the administrator will have the rights to give who has the access to which particular database. Here I have only one common space. Okay, and here I will go to the 3D section. Okay, and here you can see, depending upon the roles which is assigned to me, I have different apps. These apps are nothing but relating to the workbenches there in Category 5. Now I will go to the part design workbench. Okay. Now you can see this is the 3D experience window where I can start the modeling. Okay. Now as you can see, this is the default CATIA 3D experience setting. You can change the background. Okay. Here, unlike CATIA V5, there are a lot of customizations which is easily possible. Okay. If you want to change the background, just right click ambience, and you can see these are the different types of backgrounds which are available. I will go for blue design. Okay, and as you can see, the all the features now are streamlined, and it is available in this bottom window. and it is categorized very nicely, and it is very easy for you to find the features. Okay, and this is the place. If you just go to my content, you can see all of the data which you have created. Now to segregate the data, there is something called as 6W tags. Okay, so you can filter the data, like which person has created, when the data was created, what is the data type. Are you looking, you want to filter the data by the data type, you want a mechanism, or you want part file, you want step files, something like that. And if your company is having multiple locations, they can filter the data. Okay, I want to see the data which is created from the Bangalore office, I want to see the data which is created in Pune office, similar way. And these are the things, so you can filter the data. This is called 6W tags. Okay, and you can open the file. Okay, so this is how like the data will be saved in the database. And I spoke about how to retrieve the data also from the database. So let me go to part design. Okay, so now let us go through the basic settings. Okay, see, by default it will be planes. Okay, but I don't want to work with planes, so I am comfortable working with axis system. Okay, so we have to do some settings. These settings need not be repeatedly done. You can do the setting one time. Okay, and it will be saved in your local hard disk. Okay, you can make a note of this path. It is in C drive, users. You have to go to your particular user, app data, and then at other systems. In the other systems, there will be a folder called, okay, uh, roaming. Inside roaming, you can see the settings. Okay. So the all your settings which we are currently going to do will be saved in that location. Here now let us go this. Click on the right arrow mark which is there to the next to the preferences, and click on legacy preferences. Okay. If you see this window, and it will be very familiar window for the people who are using CATIA V5. The same window for settings. Okay, so to change the planes to access system, okay, we have to go to infrastructure, and then we have to go to 3D shape infrastructure. We have to go to 3D shape, and we have to select on create an access system. Then we need to go to display. Okay, then we have to click on the things which you want to display in the tree, all the relations, all the parameters, all the constraints we should be able to see on the tree. This is the tree. Okay, so you enable all of those because it will be very useful. Then we will, if you see now, I'll close the session and I'll open it. Now you can see the, instead of the planes, we can see the access system. Now you will be wondering what happened to the planes? Where did they go? So the planes have just been moved to the hidden workspace. If you can see, all these three are hidden. How do you go to the hidden workspace? If you see in the right hand bottom corner, you can see a small arrow mark. Click on that arrow mark, left click on the arrow mark, you can see the hidden space. Once again, if you click on this is the working space. Okay, but now the access system is very small. So again, I will go there, settings, legacy preferences. Okay, then I will increase the access system size to 28. This is based on what you're comfortable with. Now this is the size of the access system which I am comfortable with. Similarly, let us try 2 to 3 other backgrounds. Let us go with the dark design. This is the dark design. Okay, let us go with the blue design. For me, I like to work on blue design. Okay. Now let us just create a small okay, 1 mm circle. Okay. If you can see, although I have drawn a circle, it is looking like an hexagon. Okay. Now I will pad it. I will convert into 2D. I will pad it by 1 mm. And even in the 3D model, it is more looking like a hexagon. So how do we change it? To go to preferences, right arrow mark. Don't click on the preferences. Click on that arrow mark here, legacy preferences, and you can go to display performance, and you make it to the make give the values as 0.01. Okay. Now you can see the circle is looking like a circle, even in 2D also. Okay. So this is the settings which needs to be done only once. Need not repeatedly do the settings. All the settings will be saved in that particular location. I hope like this is clear. Okay. Then for the next settings, we need to go to preferences and we need to go on customize. Here you can move the frequently favorites design. I am using part design regularly. So what I will do, I'll go to the part design. I'll move to my favorite section. Okay. Then I'll close. Now if you see, or else you can drag and drop also. Let me drag and drop the part design. Okay. So I will open the part design. Already it has been opened. So now my part design will be here because this is my frequently or this is my favorite apps. Okay. Let me go here, customize. Okay. Now let me go to the commands. Let me show you how to create a keyboard shortcut. For example, uh, constraint. Let us search for this constraint command. Okay. And I will go to the show properties, and I want to create a shortcut for this. Say suppose I want to use Control G. So what I will do, Control plus G. Okay. And I will close this. This is used by some other thing. What I will do, Control plus D. I'll try. Okay. Now if I create a model, okay, I'll just do Control plus D. I'll get the shortcut. Okay. So still it has not taken. Maybe if I close the session and open, it will take. Let me see. I'm not able to find it, that command. Or maybe I have to open the, just 1 second. Yeah, I have to leave a space here. Maybe if I close the session and open, you can see that constraint window. But then the constraint, this is how you create the shortcut. Maybe if I close the session completely and open, I think only then it will be visible. Okay. So this is how you create a shortcut for keyboard shortcut. Okay. But there are many other cool things which we can use, which is better than the Windows shortcut. Okay. I will share it as the session goes on. You will be able to understand. So whenever we are in the partition, you can see, you can check like which is the workbench which I am working. This is the place where you can check like in which workbench you will be working. Okay. So without wasting much time, let's get into the sketching workbench today. So first you need to click on this position sketch. Okay, it is there under essentials. Just click on this and you can choose whichever plane you want. Whether you want it the front view or in the top view or in the right hand side. Now if I click on the right hand side view, okay, always we should ensure that vertical is on the top, horizontal is to the right. So just click on this, okay, and it will shift the directions. And then if you want to interchange the directions, like H should become V and V should become H, just click on this arc. So vertical is on the top, horizontal is to the right, and just come out of the sketch. Just left click, and now you are ready to start the modeling. Before that, I'd like to show one more nice thing in this. There is something called as action pad. So right click, display action pad. This is like all your commonly used features. You can drag and drop it here. Okay, so that you did not search for each and every feature here. The commonly used features you can keep it here. So just right click on this. Just I will show you how to do it. Just right click on this and go to customization mode. Okay, you can remove it, or you can say suppose you want to keep it here, you can keep it here. Okay, and then right click here and you can exit the customization. Okay, so this command, now constraint command, has been put into action pad. Okay, so this is very handy. As I told you, using these action pad and other things which I'm going to show you, uh, like it is much better than having a keyboard shortcut. You can work faster. The keyboard shortcut setting is done to accelerate your work, and look searching for commands and all of such things. Those can be avoided using even these things which are unique to 3D experience. Okay, and then now you can, if you want to know like what is the name of the feature, right click and you can click on this display icons. Now it is showing it is a rectangle. So this is like if you are new and if you want to know the name of each feature, you can use this. And once you are experienced enough, or if you are comfortable, you can right click and you can click on the display icons. Okay, So that way it becomes very easy. Okay. Okay. Now let us go to that different ways of creating the features. First one is the profile. You can just move the, keep on clicking on the left hand button, and the profile keeps getting created. And in the end, if you want to close, if you take it near the endpoint, it will show this close icon. You can close it. Okay, this is the profile, and this is the rectangle with opposite sides, like the diagonal sides, two diagonal edges. If you select, a rectangle is created. Similar lines, centered rectangle. Just click on this point that becomes a center, and then you can drag your mouse, and the rectangle is created. Okay. Next is the oriented rectangle. Just draw the first line, and then you can move on mouse. Okay. So whatever orientation you want, just you can. Then after this, a parallelogram. Okay. Parallelogram has been created, and next we'll go to centered parallelogram. I think for this you need a center. We'll explore this later. Next we come to the polygon. By default it will be 6. You can change it. You can up to 24 sides. I will create a 8-sided octagon, and this is the octagon. Okay, this is how you create a polygon. Next, we can go to the different types of creating circle. First one is fairly simple, center, and you can give the radius. Okay. After this, you can give a 3-point circle. You can define the 3 points on the circumference of the circle, and the circle is created using those 3 points. The circle using coordinates, I think we need to explore that later. And tritangent circle, I'll draw 3 lines. Okay, I will select this tritangent circle, first line, second line, and the third line. So it forms a circle which is tangent to all the 3 lines. Okay. Okay. And next one is the 3-point arc. This is like uh, first point, end point, and sorry, sorry, first point, second point, and then the third point. Okay, this is the way you have to create this. If you use a 3-point arc with limits, then it will be the first point and the last point. Okay, these are the two ways how you can create a 3-point arc. And next one is a simple arc, center point, and one of the point at the circumference of the circle. Then you can drag a percentage of the circle, how much ever you want to draw. You can end it. This is the arc, and this is the ellipse, major diameter and minor diameter. So you can draw an ellipse. Next, we will come to this line. Fairly simple. Two endpoints and a line is formed. Then you have got infinite line. Then you have got bitangent line. It's very simple. Okay. So now this line is tangential with the top curve, and it is also tangential to the bottom curve. Okay. Similar line, you can give bisecting line. Say suppose you have got two lines. Now I will select this bisecting line, line 1 and line 2. You can see bisecting line has been created. Okay. Next one is the line normal to the curve. I will take a curve. Okay. And I'll select this option of line normal to the curve. You can see this is perpendicular to the curve at that particular point. Okay. The next one is the axis line. Axis line is used for commands for certain part design commands. As Okay, that we'll be covering. You'll know the importance of the axis line when we go to the part design. Okay. Now we'll come out of the sketching design workbench. It's okay. So now what we will do, the next step is there are three fundamental what do you say guidelines of the features. Okay, these are like the foundation to the sketching or the design aspect. Okay, in 2D wireframe. Okay, those are points, planes, and lines. So there are different ways to create points, planes, and lines. Okay, it is very important for us to know the different ways of how you can create a point, how you can create a line, how you can create a plane. Okay, so this part will be in 3D. So this is like creation of 3D points, creation of 3D lines, and creation of 3D planes. Now if you go under the point, there are multiple methods like how you can create a point. These are all, remember, now this is all 3D points. Okay. So the first one is fairly simple. You want a point at x, y, z coordinates. If you know the coordinates, you can create a point. Suppose say there is you want a point at x 200, y 100, and z 100. A point will be created. This is the point. If you see the point, and if you double click on it, you can see this 100 mm from this x plane, y 100 mm from the y plane, and 100 mm from the z plane. Okay. So this is fairly simple. The next method of creation of point is on the curve. So let us create a curve. Okay. Mm, This is a spline, as you all know. Let me come out of the sketch. Now I want a point on that curve. So you have to go to this point and create a curve on that point. And just click on the curve. Okay. Now this is distance on the curve. Okay. If you want a point at the center of the curve, just click on this. See, allows you to create the curve middle point. This is the curve's middle point. Or if you want to know the ratio 0.25, you can create 0.25. So now the point is created at the center of the curve. So whenever you want to create a point on the curve, you should use this option. Okay. The third one is on plane. On plane is nothing but you want to create a instead of three coordinates, we'll be having two, horizontal and vertical. Because on a plane, one plane is already, or one direction is already fixed. Okay, so just drag and drop and it will give the H and V value. If you click on it, you can get it. Okay. And next one is on surface. Okay, now what I will do, I will go to the surface design workbench, and I will use the same surface to extrude this. Okay. Now I want to create a point on this surface, and I will give distance as 0. And now the point is created exactly at the center of the surface. The point is lying on the surface. Okay. So this is how you create a point on the surface. Let me delete this as of now, and we will cover more on surface design when we are covering the surface design workbench. Now, suppose say there is already a circle. I will pad this. And now I want a point exactly at the center of this circle. So what I will do, I will go on this point. I'll click on circle, and I'll click on this circle. You can get a point exactly at the center of the circle. In similar manner, we will go to tangent on the curve. This is not very popularly used. It is like one of the rare times you'll use it. I'll take the example of the same curve. So what I will do is I will go on this and I'll click on tangent on curve. I'll select the curve and I'll select this y-axis, tangent direction. If you click on that, you can see there is two curves which have been created. That is, the y-axis is passing normal to the curve at those 2 points. Now it will ask me whether I want to keep the two sub-elements. I'll keep all the sub-elements. And now there are 2 points which have been found. Okay. And then the last one is in between. So what I will do is, there are 2 points which are here. I want a point in between these 2 points. Just I will go between point 1 and point 2. You can create at the center or whatever ratio, whatever is the requirement, and you give OK. Remember, all this is in 3D, it is not in 2D. Okay. Now let us go to the different options of creating lines. The points, different ways of creating points is done. Now let us go to the lines. Okay. So first one is fairly simple, point to point. First point, second point, a line is created. Whenever we are going to the second one, point and direction, I will select the point and I will give the direction. And you can select the increase the length. To maintain the direction, but length you will have control. And next one is angle normal to the curve. Okay. So I need a point for that. So what I will do, I'll create a point on the curve, and I will give angle normal to the curve. So this is the curve and this is the point. So okay, and you can give the angle, whatever angle you want. Okay, so this is angle normal to the curve, and then the next one is tangent to the curve. It's a similar option, curve and a point, and the line is from tangent to the curve at that particular point. I hope like this is clear. So next one will be normal to the surface. Okay. Let me go to generative wireframe and surface, and let me extrude this. Let me create a point on the surface, and I wanted the center, so early distance is 0. Let me go to the line and let me go to normal to the surface and point. It will be normal to the surface at that particular point. So suppose I create a point here, line, normal to surface, surface at the point. Okay. So let me delete this. We don't need as of now. Just let me go to the partition workbench, and the last option is bisecting. Let me create a sketch one. Come out with the sketch. Let me go to one more sketch, and let me draw one more line. Now I want to create a line, just bisecting these two lines, line 1 and line 2. See, a line is created at the bisection point of those two lines. Okay. Now let us quickly, without wasting much time, we'll create different ways of creating planes. This is also very important. So the first option is offset from the plane. Already you are having an existing plane. You want to create one more plane, offset. Whatever existing plane, just create an offset plane at a certain distance. Okay. The second option is parallel through point. For example, you're having any point. So you want a plane at that particular point. You can create it. It is asking for the reference. You want the ZX plane to be replicated on that point. The plane is created as a ZX point. Okay. And angle normal to the plane. So what I will do, I'll give Z as the rotator axis, give reference axis as this, and you can move the angle. This is to create angle normal to the plane. You can create at any angle. Next option will be through 3 points. You must remember that it's like a tripod. Okay. This plane is like a tripod. For a tripod to stand to stand stable on the ground, you need 3 points. You cannot have 2 points or two legs. Okay, at minimum 3 legs is required for an object to to be stable on the ground. Similar way, for any plane, there are 3 points, which is bare minimum requirement for a plane as an input. With with 3 points only, a plane can be created. Okay. So what I will do, I will select this. I will select the 3 points. I'll give input as 3 points. So the point will be created. The plane will be created on the first point which you select, but it will be passing through the point 2 and point 3. Again, remember this is 3D plane which we are talking about. Then the next option is through two lines. Similarly, instead of input of 3 points, it can be two lines. So what I will do, create with two lines. The plane will be created on the line 1, taking the orientation of the line 2. Okay. And next method of creating points is a point and a line. So we need to have a point and we need to have a line. Point and a line. Okay. And the next method of creation is the planar curve. This is not very important. Let's skip this for the moment. Let me delete all of this. Let me close this and open a new session. Okay. Let me create a point on the curve. Okay. Now we can create a point on the we can create a plane which is normal to the curve at a particular point. Select first the curve. Let's select the point. So now this plane is perpendicular or normal perpendicular to the curve at that given point. Okay. Next is tangent to a surface. We'll go to and I will extrude this. I will create a point on the surface. Then I will go here and I will select the option of tangent to the surface and a point. So plane is created tangential to the surface at that particular point. Let me delete this. Let us go through the equation and mean through points. Will skip for now. Okay. So let us go to the last option, that is in between. This is a very good option or very important option. So let me go through that. Between, I'll select this ZY plane and the ZX plane. Okay. Now, if I give it to 0.5, so this is 45 degrees in between. So as you keep changing the ratio, as I keep reducing, it will try to match the ZY plane. If I give it to 1, it will be ZX plane. So if I want in between orientation, I can take it as 0.5. It will be 45 degrees. Okay. This is how the in between plane works. Okay. And as now we have gone through different ways of creating a points. Okay. Lines, different ways of creating lines, and different ways of creating planes. Okay. So these are all the things which we saw in the 3D. Now I think the most like sketching, let us go through some examples for better understanding of all the features. Just give me 2 minutes. I hope this screen is visible to you. Okay, so we will try to do the sketching on the ZY plane. Okay, for the moment, I will minimize this action pad. Okay, so first let us draw this 26 dia circle. Let us take it as our center. I'll draw a circle. Now instead of going here and doing everything, I'll just click on this circle. It will give you the possible options. Now what are we trying to do here? We're trying to get the dimension. So it will give you the constraint. Just go here and we can give 26. Okay. Now that is done. Now let me draw one more construction circle that is of 60 dia. Okay. 60, and let me take this as construction element. Okay. Now let me draw one more arc which is of 42 radius. Let me just draw this now. Later on we can edit it however you want. But this is the length is 42. Okay. Next we need to draw two lines. Okay. So I will hold control and I will select these two lines and I will get this and I will make it tangent and move it up as of now. Okay, so just create a line. Hold the control key on the keypad and I'll select these two and I'll select this constraint, then I'll make it tangential. Okay, now what I will draw? I will draw one more circle. Okay, and I will give the direction of the dimensions. So it is 80 mm from the vertical. 80. What is the circle diameter? It is 36. And I'll fix the vertical dimension as well. Vertical dimension is 40. Okay. I'll select this circle and right click, value tangents. Now this is proper. Now I will draw the upper circle also. Okay, of diameter 52, which is lying at the same point. Yes, 52. Now I'll select this line, I'll select this circle, I'll click on the constraint, I'll right click, value tangents. Okay. Now the distance between the two circles is 85. Select these 2 points and right click, vertical measure, and I'll give this as 85. Okay. Now still this is moving. So this one and this one. Horizontal measure is 0. Or this is fixed. I will draw one more circle which is 26. Okay. Now I will have to draw an arc which is passing between these two, which is of 96. So what I will do, I will take an arc, just random arc, and if I just try to move this arc, it will try to constrain with every possible line or the circles. So I will hold shift and then I will move. Okay. And I will fix this. Okay. This looks to be like 0. And I will take these two and I'll make it tangency. This one and this one. Wait a minute, tangency. It is not allowing. Maybe this is not proper. First, I will give the length here. This is 96, and these two I will try to make it tangential. Okay, and I will extend it to done. Now I will try. I'll have to draw one more arc, which is of 42. Just randomly, I will draw. This is arc length is 42. It is already tangency to the top one. I'll take this, and I will try to make it tangency. Okay. So I will extend this. Okay. Forgot to draw one more circle, which is of 16. 16. Now you can observe. Okay. I think by now you would have observed that once you constrain any circle, it turns into green. For example, if I draw the circle, now it is in black. Until unless I constraint with the H and V, it will continue to remain in black. After I constrain it, it will turn into green. So how do you check the constraint? Go to the analysis, or there is something called a sketch analysis. In the analysis, go to sketch analysis, and now you can see, okay, all these things are undefined. Okay, this circle is open, this circle is open. Okay, so how do we close this and how do we check it? Okay, for this there are useful commands which I'm going to show you now. The just a minute. Oh, this is the thing. Sorry. So there is something called as quick trim and trim. So let us see what is the difference. Okay. Quick trim is nothing but, now as you can see, this is extra. I'll just click on this and you can like an eraser. Whatever is extra, it is getting removed. Okay. Now we had to do the trim twice. Okay. We have to trim this and trim this, or else there is something called as trim. So just select this and select this. But so this is how you must Now this is correct. On the similar way, either you can use trim or quick trim. Now I think like everything is clear, but this cannot be converted into 3D. Okay, because this is closed. This is not implicit profile. This is not a closed profile. We have to delete these two to get it. Okay, forget it. Now we are trying to work in the sketcher design profile. Let's concentrate on this. Now we need to draw the 6 more circles. Or sorry, there are 8 holes. What is the diameter of each hole? It is 8 diameter. I'll create one circle which is okay 90 degrees to this, and I will select as 10. Now I need not draw 8 individual circles. I can draw this one circle, and I can do circular pattern. There is something called as rotate, okay, and there is something called as duplicate. You need 7 instances. I'll click on 7, okay, and I will select first point and the second point, and just move. They are created. But unfortunately, it won't be auto constraint. So you have to give diameter to each of it to constraint, or you have to constrain with H and V when you are using the translation. All this mirror, scale, rotational, all these commands. If you are using, it won't get constrained automatically. You need to again constrain it individually. Okay, this is one of the example. Let me go through like one more example very quickly. Okay, so let us get into the sketcher design workbench. We minimize the action pad for as of now. Okay, so for this creation of the bottom part, I will use a command called cylindrical elongated hole. Okay, just I will select the center point, two ends of the arc, and then I will move my mouse. Okay, the arc is 12. Okay, I'll give dimension as 12. 12. Okay, now it has turned into green because I've already constrained this. Now what is the, it is 23R. Okay, I'm sorry, this is 23R. Okay, and the inner one. Okay, okay, this is 100R. Okay, I'm sorry, this is 100. Okay, and this one is 23. Okay, this is 23, and there is one more keyhole profile which is of 12R. So what I will do, I'll take one more keyhole. I'll take the same dimensions, and this one I will give it as 12. Okay, and I will add to dot two lines. Okay, and this angle is given as 30 degrees. and I will have to first make this line as construction line, and I will have to give this distance as constraints. Similar way, I will have to, instead of drawing one line, I'll mirror this line. As you can see, it is trying to. Okay. So what I will do, mirror this. Just going to this. Okay, and I will give you constraints. Okay, this and this constraints. Okay, this is how I draw the bottom part of this. Okay, then I will just go on to the top one. The diameter of this is 94 dia. Okay, and the inside circle is 54 dia. Okay, and there is 74 dia circle. I will make this as construction. Okay, and I will draw one circle of 12 dia. Okay, and now I will rotate this. I need six or five more instances. I need, and center, center, and there you go. That's it. And you need this one more line. Okay, the distance between the two lines is 36. So randomly I will draw one line. I'll press shift and I will draw a line. Make this line as vertical, and I will mirror this line. Now I'll get the distance as 36, and I will go for quick trim. If I cannot go for the quick trim in this option, I will sorry, trim. I'll go for quick trim. I will show you like where it will show, okay, where it will reflect. Now, if you go for analysis, if you go for sketch analysis, it is showing that there are two lines, okay, which is isolated. So this is how where you can find out there are any unnecessary lines or points. Okay. Okay. Sorry, something is wrong. Okay. Let me mirror this line. And distance between this line is 36. And now I have to give the 9R and the 10R. So what I will do, there is something called as corner. Just select the two ends and give it as 9. Okay. So that is how you give the radius. If you want to give this one as 10R, okay, just need to select this and give it as 10. Or if you want to retain this, we need to draw a 3-point arc. And you have to make it tangential, and you have to remove the trim, and you have to do all of those things to complete this sketching. And I hope like I have covered all the aspects here. Okay. And say suppose I want to go to more detail in some of the other features. If I go to this sketch, and if I draw a 50 mm, okay, and I can easily scale it here. Okay, just click on this and go to the center. You can see you can increase, you can scale it up. I want 1:2 scale, just click on 2. And now if you see the diameter of this, it will be 100. So this is how you can scale it also. Okay. So there are other options like keyhole profile. Just select the axis, first circle and the second circle. Quickly you can create a keyhole. Okay. And in 3D experience, there is an option where you can create the text very easily. Okay. You can just type your text here. Okay. You can give the font, size, italic, bold, everything, and then you can click on OK, and it will create the sketch for you, and can come out of the sketch, and you can add it. Okay. So creation of text is very easy in this 3D Experience platform software. Even that option is directly available here. Okay. So I hope like this session was useful for you. I've explained all the things which is there related to sketching, and you guys can explore the software further to gain more knowledge. And so I think like we can end the session here today, and we'll come back tomorrow at 7 p.m. And tomorrow I'm going to cover the part design workbench. Okay. So if at all you have any queries, you can reach out to us at and we will be able to help you. Okay. So until tomorrow, it's goodbye, and we will see you tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.